Maile, hello.
Hi.
How are you today?
Nice to see you.
Good to see you. This is fabulous.
Thank you.
You've got a lot going on here, Maile.
Well, this is my herb border. It's
Yes.
a combination of culinary and medicinal
And
dye plants. I
Oh,
raise
really?
sheep and dye the wool
wow.
with some of these
What
things
a
that I
great
raise.
combination of things. Wow, can we go take a look?
Sure.
Wow, I see lots of lavender.
Yes, lavender,
Yep.
and this is society garlic.
You planted some of that down at the
Right.
Bergens.
The wonderful thing about society garlic is you tear up the flowers and toss them in a salad
Oh, wow.
or in a pasta, and it gives not only color but just the right amount
Of garlic flavor?
garlic flavor.
Wonderful.
Which is one of my friends who's a caterer calls it social garlic.
Social garlic.
Social garlic.
Oh, wow, great.
So I grow a number of different types of
I
lavender.
can see that. This one's just now coming into bloom, and
Yes.
that one's already in full bloom.
Yes, and these are lavender intermedias, which is a perfume type.
Tell me about that fabulous plant back
All
there.
right, well that is a mullein, and as you
Yep.
know, the mullins are medicinal plants. It's
Wow.
one of my medicinal ones, and it's a biennial.
Yes.
The first year is just a beautiful rosette of those felty silver leaves.
Right.
And then this time of year, up comes the flowers.
Does
So,
it have a cultivar name?
yes, it's Verbascum bombiciferum Arctic summer. It will reseed, but it's a
Fantastic.
biennial.
Right,
so where
so-
I use it, we have to get plants planted one each year,
Right.
so that we always have it.
something in bloom the next.
Right. And more lavender, as you see.
Yeah.
And then this wonderful, I think, pink Silene.
Oh,
which-
Silene, yeah.
Yes, it's Silene dioica, and in our climate, it blooms all year.
Oh, boy. Now, I had a question. I noticed that this is all ringed with rocks all around here, that like a raised bed, an informal raised bed. What did you do here to make these beds?
Well, the raised beds are this way for two reasons. First of all, this was a parking lot for semis.
Semi-trucks?
Semi-trucks, those
Oh, my
huge
gosh.
tractor trailers.
Right.
And when I started to try to plant, I couldn't break through.
Now, we talked earlier about this part of the country has adobe soil, so with semi-trucks parked on top of it, it must have been
On
just like...
top of gravel this deep.
Oh, my gosh.
So it was impossible. So what we did was my husband laid the rocks around in patterns, and we've done it this way all over the garden.
Right.
And then we brought dirt in from the pasture
Oh, great.
and built up the beds. But there are two reasons. We're a very high rainfall area in the winter, and these plants need drainage.
Yes, so then you get the above ground drainage. So
Yes.
That's great.
And it protects them in the winter. And then the other thing is it puts them up at eye level
Yeah.
and gives a place
For
for paths,
Yeah.
but also the water flows down here
how
in
great.
the winter.
How great.
So these are informal water courses.
Wonderful. Now, did you put in some irrigation in here?
Yes, this is all irrigated with half-inch inline emitters
Okay.
on 1 foot spacings.
Okay.
And they're so easy. You connect them to the water source
Right.
and then just snake them through
So they're
every
not,
18 inches.
They're not like for specific plants, they're for the entire bed. You're watering the entire
I'm
bed.
watering the bed,
Mhm.
and then every plant, it doesn't want its roots doing this,
Right.
it wants its roots growing
going
out.
Wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful.
This is a very interesting Artemisia.
Artemisia,
It's one from China that's just been brought into this country, Artemisia capillaris.
Wow.
And it's especially soft and wonderful and very beautiful in flower arrangement.
Fantastic. I want to see one thing up here that I noticed. Was that oregano? Boy.
This is a culinary oregano.
Wow.
It's the Greek oregano, and it's naturally dwarf. And then this Verbena tapion looks, needs to be cut back, but it blooms for 10 months.
Kind of like a waterfall coming
Yeah.
down here, down this hillside. Wonderful. Now, something else caught my eye over here. It looked like you put Christmas decorations in this tree.
In the middle of summer.
In the middle of
Yeah.
summer.
This is one of my favorite small trees for landscaping. It's actually a sour cherry,
Yes, a pie cherry.
a pie cherry.
Right.
It has gorgeous flowers in the spring. It has beautiful fall color, terrific fall color.
Is that right? In reds? Or-
Reds, red oranges.
Oh, wow.
And then the bark in the winter is beautiful.
So it's an all-season tree.
All-season tree.
And plus you get an edible crop out
Yes,
of it.
and for some reason, the birds don't eat these. My sweet cherries, they swoop in and take them all away, but
Yeah.
this one, they don't.
Fantastic, and it does look like they have little battery-powered little lights
They
coming.
glow.
They
glow.
do glow.
The light coming through them just glows.
Oh,
and I'll
fantastic.
share one.
Oh,
There's
let's.
one here
Great.
that's ready, and see what you think.
Look at this. This is fluorescent.
I like the fruit that isn't too sweet.
Yep.
So this is just right up my alley.
Mmm. That is fabulous. Oh man, that would make a good pie.
Makes a wonderful
Now this
pie.
is North Star,
North Star.
and so as I think,
Genetically dwarfed
genetically dwarfed, and I believe this is hardy across the country.
and self-pollinating. You don't need a pollinator for
What
this.
more could you ask for? And then you basically think of this garden though as low maintenance. Is that correct?
Once a year it gets
Once a
cut
year.
back
That is
and
fantastic.
remulched.
That
And
is fantastic.
everything I cut off gets clip, 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 tucked back under the plant where those nutrients go back into the soil.
So whatever you take from the bed, you return to the bed.
Yes.
And so if you took if you were to cut this back almost to the ground and you had a long stem, would you cut it up into small pieces?
Yeah. So what I would do is cut. If it's long like this, I clip, 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 and then tuck it back under in contact with the soil. And I've done the same thing with all of these roses, everything here. I just take that little bit of extra time rather than hauling to the compost pile
and then
hauling it back.
Fantastic.
And then I have a tree trimmer that brings me ground up tree trimmings, and I top dress with that.
You know, with all this lushness, Maile, I mean, you must be fertilizing all the time.
Well, as you know, I'm an organic gardener.
Right.
So mainly what I do is add compost to the soil, on top of the soil.
Compost that you make here? Or
I make most of it, as I showed you, clipping it up and
Right.
putting it back in the beds, and then the tree trimmings, and then everything in my paths in the winter, because all these seeds come down with the water, I pull up and put in these 15-gallon containers. So 2 months ago, this was all weeds.
2 months ago?
2 months ago.
This is like
So
super
look
fast
at this.
composting.
Well, the black, of course, heats up from the outside, and the little bit of dirt on the roots provides all the microbial.
So let me get this right. You take this 15-gallon black plastic plant or container out with you where the weeds are, and just use
Fill it up.
Fill it up with
Jump on it, squish it down, and then
Great.
I put newspaper on top so all the green weeds will be smothered and die.
Do you put a little bit of moisture in it or not?
Well, it's usually moist.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the rainy time of year. And then this happens, and I put dirt on top of that.
Right.
And so you can see.
Oh my gosh,
here,
that's beautiful topsoil. I mean, it's like topsoil.
It is topsoil. Well, that's what topsoil is dirt plus plant parts. And
so,
then I plant my vegetables or all these roses out here, all these plants.
Fantastic.
This is the way I make my compost.
This is a great,
pots.
anybody can do this. Everyone's got weeds in their garden, and
Absolutely.
these are really easy to find, and so you can just do many amounts of compost.
And you could use a black plastic bag, too.
Right.
That works really well.
Oh, it does.
Because people are always giving me their weeds. They were going to take them to the dump. I take them. They're in a black plastic bag. I just leave them out in the sun. Same thing happens inside the bag.
Fantastic. The message is, let it be exuberant. Let it do your thing with herbs, with edible plants, and with things that are willing to grow. I mean, everything I see here just seems like it wants to grow.
And I do foliar feed.
Yes. Oh,
and
that's
that way
right.
It's
that
just
helps.
a small amount of fertilizer.
Okay.
Because it's taken in through the leaves.
Wonderful. Wow, what a treat. Can't wait to come back again sometime.
Oh, please.